Hey guys, my name is Caela and I'm going to share with you my story of how God changed my life. So growing up, I lived in California with my mom, stepdad, and 5 siblings. We went to church, but it was never really consistent, and God was kind of just the guy that we thanked before our meals. I knew about Christ, but I never really had that important relationship with Him. Growing up, there were a lot of fights with my parents and us kids. They had strict rules, and we didn't really have a lot of the freedom that our other friends did. My first 2 years of high school was when a lot of the fights started getting worse. I found myself pretending to be happy and always putting on a happy face, but really deep down I was kind of hurting really badly inside. I turned to my friends for comfort, but they could never really fix the pain. So junior year, I decided to move in with my dad, who had totally different expectations of me. I had complete freedom, so I ran with that. My friends and my social life became top priority, and I found myself in the party scene and looking for love in all the wrong places, trying to feel like somebody cared about me. I can't say that lifestyle really satisfied me, though. It was like temporary joy and happiness. But I always wondered, if this was all there was to life, was there anything else out there, just kind of searching for more. Um, so along with a lot of other things that happened my junior year, I decided, why not move to Wisconsin? I don't know, but I wanted to have an opportunity to get to know my grandparents better before I never would. So senior year, I moved to Wisconsin, and basically I just went to school, and on the weekends I just stayed with family and just stayed home, didn't really do much, kind of a really different lifestyle than before. I did get into a relationship where I really poured all of myself into, and I felt like he was the one source of my joy and happiness, and really idolized him, but that ended and I felt like I was completely left with nothing, and it was a horrible place to be in, but I just realized now that was awesome because that's when my relationship with God started. So 2 weeks after that whole thing happened, I remember my sister telling my dad, hey dad, let's go to a Bible study, and I was like, okay, that's totally random and weird. She didn't really have a Christian influence at that point, and I was like, okay, let's go to a Bible study. So we ended up going to this church, and I really connected with this girl there, and she coincidentally started this, was starting this book for girls, and it touched on all the points that I was feeling, and totally I felt was for me, and it was talking about how we can find unconditional love and true joy and happiness and self-worth and Jesus Christ. And I started feeling all those things more and more, and God slowly started revealing to me just how much I needed Him. And so a few months later, I finally surrendered my life to Christ, and just looking back, I can just see so much change. I just have so much peace about situations now, and when I go through difficult fights with my family, I just know that God's going to get me through it and will give me the strength for that. And I no longer feel unworthy of love, and I can find my security in God, and it's just totally amazing. And He just shows me every day how much He loves and cares for me, and I don't have to go searching for that in the wrong places. And most importantly, I now know that there is more to this life than what I was living, which is totally cool. So when I look back now, I can just see all these little coincidences that totally were not coincidences. It was totally God already working in my heart. I just realized that God has plans for our lives, but we just kind of need to hear Him out and just listen to that, and just know that those plans are way better than what we could have ever planned. It definitely is a choice to wake up and make God first in your day, but I can tell you guys that it's so worth it. It especially just like knowing all the promises and blessings that he has for all of us, and it's just really cool. And lastly, I just want to share a verse with you. It's Psalms 37:4. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Commit your way to the Lord, trust in him, and he will act. Thanks, guys.